Now, Parasite, the Palme d'Or-winning Korean film, is heavily loaded with Korean cultural references that may not be easy for foreign audiences to fully understand. The delicate work of the movie's translator played a key role in bringing the film to international audiences. Our Lee Min-sun went to meet with the man who translated the English subtitles for Parasite. So let's check it out.
Darcy Paquet, who has spent almost 2 decades working in the Korean film industry, including Bong Joon-ho's previous films, is getting praised for his translation of not just the language, but also the cultural context of the film Parasite.
It is a complicated film with a lot of different ideas and symbols, and the structure of the story itself is quite complicated. I think that, film does have this really surprising power to cross between cultures. I tried the best I could to translate the meaning of the sentence well, but also I looked very closely at the acting and the facial expression and the voice tone of the actors. And I tried to communicate that emotion as well as the actual content of their lines.
To successfully narrow the gap between different cultures, at times he created new words or substituted Korean concepts to something that a foreign audience can quickly understand.
There's a scene in the film where the question is does Seoul National University have a major in document forgery? And originally I translated it as Seoul National University. The director suggested changing it to either Oxford or Harvard as something that foreign audiences could understand very quickly. And it's a funny line, so particularly for humor you need to understand it immediately.
Having worked on the translation of several Korean films, including Bong's previous film, The Host, Paquet recalled his work with director Bong.
I really enjoy working with him because he understands very well about what's needed for good English subtitle translation. And he has, a very fine eye for detail. So he gives me a lot of good advice when I'm translating, and then after I do my first draft, we sit down together and we go through it line by line. And being able to talk with him about the translation really helps me a lot.
As a translator who stands in the middle of different cultures and bridges them, he holds high hopes that movies can be a strong tool to bring cultures together.
But I do really enjoy kind of encouraging cultures to come together through film. And so in my case, what I can do best is to introduce an international audience to Korean cinema. There are some images from the film that may stay in their mind and that may help to shape their impressions of that culture. So I do really believe in the medium of cinema as a means of bringing cultures together. I think this is the kind of film that could change people's perceptions of foreign films because it's really dynamic, it's really fun to watch. And of all the Korean films that have come out in the past 10 years or so, I think this one has the most potential to really spread wide throughout the world. And so, I have high hopes for this film.
Paquet hopes that the translated subtitles of films can not only introduce new cultures, but give a new perspective for both local and international audiences. Lee Min-sun, Arirang News.